Hello, my dearest INFJ entrepreneurs. Welcome back to another video, or if you're listening to this one on the podcast, welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're going to talk about productivity because I think, especially when we are building our businesses, we need to learn how to get more disciplined and how to structure our time so that we are ending up to be more productive than not. And I know that we love our series and we love to binge stuff on Netflix, or some of you might maybe even into video games. Like I know our stuff, and I really wanted to bring this conversation to talk about productivity and personally share my own tips in staying productive. Now, the very first and simplest way for me to stay productive, and that's kind of the most baseline way that you can also do to be productive, is to have a notebook or have a planner that you are able to put down and plan your days and to plan your weeks. And on the very, very basic structure, I'm going to show you guys like a very basic structure. Have a planner with like a couple of items for the day and a couple of items for the week. And I know we love planners and we love journaling, so this shouldn't be a big issue for you guys. But I do believe that when we have a planner or we have something that then we can use to write down exactly what we want to do, we feel actually that we are headed somewhere and we are accomplishing our goals. Now, I have done personally a planner for INFJs, and I want to show that with you guys. Maybe share screen, and then I will be sharing this one with you. This planner, by the way, is available for you guys if you want to have your printable versions. I'm gonna put a link in the description where you guys can access this planner and you can go ahead and print it for yourself, if you want to. Okay, so a very easy way to kind of get more productive is to use this planner. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you kind of how to operate it. So, the very first page, as you guys can see, it's a monthly planner, and obviously days of the month are numbered from 1 to 31. Once we start planning our months, we already know like some dates when we have something going on. So I would put right off the bat when you know for sure that you have something going on for that month, and start with that, and then slowly build up some of the things that you want to put in those planners as they are getting more clear. But I think it's the monthly page is more like an overall, like what am I planning for that month, and it's really, really helpful for you guys to get like some kind of a direction of like this is where I'm going. Okay, so the second page of the planner is where I like to put the monthly goals and like what I want to be completed for the month, right? So one of my thing was to finish my book revisions so that I can republish my book that I published in 2022. If you guys are interested, you guys let me know. It's a marketing book. I'm not even sure if you want to learn more on that, but I would put finish my book, and I would put a lot of, business related stuff that I want to kind of complete that month. And the other thing that is radar. Radar is basically something that I don't want to forget, but I also don't want to completely ignore. So radar can be a project that I've been putting off, but I kind of want to, it's not a priority project, but I kind of want to go back to it when I have the bandwidth or the time to do so. So I would put things on the radar, like for myself, like uh, I don't know, researching clothing companies, for example, because I have a side project where I want to create my own clothing line, right? So it's not a major project, because it's something that once I have more bandwidth, I want to give some time to, but I cannot actively pursue it because my main business takes off most of my time. Obviously, I'm being here as well, trying to support you guys. So all I'm saying is I can put radar things that are not a major thing, but I know I don't want to forget about them. So study is basically any books or any courses or anything that you want to study the month, or you want to read, or kind of like get more knowledge in, like that's what you would put into study. Okay, so targets is you can put whatever targets you have, whether it's financial targets, revenue targets. I think you can really make sure that you put your targets here. So, and then there is weekly schedule. You can put your weekly priorities, and then you just put like Monday, Fridays. Like you can really put down at least 2 or 3 items per day that you would like to complete. And that's kind of how I proceed. And that's why I said, you guys, if you only grab a notebook and you put your 3 items for the day, and you go through and like you check mark them every time, you'll feel so much better and so much like, okay, we are going, because I think most of the time the issue really is that we just feel like we're not progressing, you know and we need to get progressing in order to feel like, okay, we are doing something for our businesses, our futures, our dreams. Like that's why it's so important to be like, what is the 3 things I'm going to do that day? And sometimes, and this is also happening, sometimes you put your 3 items and you realize like, okay, actually I need more time for that, than I envisioned. That's why you can move the priorities back to another week. And then there is a review page where you can look through what you what you learned for the week, what you are struggling that week, and just a little bit of like a self-reflection part, and list one decision that I could have made differently. It could have been anything, maybe I shouldn't have gone out when I had work to do, or I shouldn't have done this, or I should have done more of this. Like it's up to you. And there's a little bit of self-reflection on how you would rate your performance that week, or how you are rate yourself on some of your main areas, right? So if you have any books that you studied that week that you want to put here, and what your brief projects or dream outcomes did you move forward in the week, and then lessons, of course, and some notes. Okay, and then the week starts again. So this planner is, I think, a 1 month planner. I think it has 4 weeks, right? So if you guys want to, I'm gonna put it for you guys to print it. So yeah, I'll put the planner in the description of this video, and you guys can go ahead and get the planner if you want to. So that's my go-to way to stay productive. And again, I'm going to put the planner for you guys. It's free. You can download and you can print it for yourself and just use the planner if you want. Or really, if you really just want to make something simple, get a notebook and put down your 3 items for the day. Like that's so helpful. And that's also going to help your self-esteem. If you haven't watched my video on confidence, you should watch the video, because the basic concept there is the more you say and the more you do what you say you're going to do, the more confident you get in yourself and in your own abilities to stay in integrity with who you are and what you say. And that is such a confidence booster. So if all you guys do is you put down your 3 items a day, or you have your weekly plans and you actually follow through those, you will have some evidence for yourself that your confidence is, you're gonna naturally grow your confidence. So that's my number one tip to staying productive. And I also want to add here that, and this is like completely side note, but I do believe there are times when we feel more productive, and especially in the day, there are times when we feel like, okay, I'm really not feeling creative or productive right now. And that's when, we can do some self-disciplining. Self-discipline is doing what you should do when you should do it, whether or not you feel like it. Even though I can always override my laziness per se, I can always be like, okay, we are doing this, we are going, and find that self discipline within myself. I also completely ignored how my body felt at the time. So, and I think I talked about this in a different video about when I wasn't 100% on board with things, but I would do them without really feeling like it, sometimes my energy level dropped immediately out of my body. And I would sit down to film a video. And then when I started talking, I'm like, my body's just like, it's just my energy is evaporating. And so I would go out, walk a bit, really just get my mindset back on things and come back. But I don't want anyone to kind of force your nervous system or your body when you don't feel like it. What I want you guys to think about is, why am I feeling this way? And what part of me is resisting the change? Now, I have a whole video on self sabotage that's going to come up after this one. So if you want to dive deeper into the topic, definitely you should come and watch that one. But I do want you guys to honor your bodies and honor your cycles as well. If you're a female, for example, we do have cycles when we need to lean back a little bit and then push a little bit less. And we do have cycles and even months and seasons where we are like go, 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 and much more productive. So use a productivity, planner to help you stay on track, but also don't be so rigid with it. Like, don't beat yourself up if you're not that super productive, because again, like I said, our productivity level can change on different factors that are sometimes, we need to kind of be gentle and compassionate with ourselves when it comes to that productivity. But it's a good guide and it's a good indication for you guys to kind of like help you focus and to build that confidence around you honoring your words. Thank you so much for listening or watching. And don't forget, drive over fear, progress over perfection. Come to our INFJ Entrepreneurs community if you're not a member. We meet every single month. Link in the description down below. We'd love to see you there. Bye, guys.